Welcome once again to Maths with Ish. So let's look at this second example on absolute value inequality, because I promised that today that we're going to look at the absolute value inequality with the one with the greater than sign. Okay, so whether it is greater than or whether it is greater than or equal to, it is just the same technique we're going to use. So let me also explain the concept behind the greater than sign. Okay, so just as I said earlier, any absolute value inequality will always lead to a compound inequality, which means that you should not be having a single value for n. You should be having the range of values in two forms. Okay, so let's look at this. So let me explain this just as I did earlier. So if you have absolute value of x equal to 2, I explained this in my last video. So this means that x is 2 steps away from the origin. 1, 2. So x could be here, 1, 2, or x could be here. And these are the two possible values for x, either here or here. Okay, let me not join for now. On the number line, either this side or this side. Okay, now, but if you are having greater than, what is that telling us? It's telling us, oh, what are those steps that are greater than 2? That x should be steps greater than 2, which means it should be every region from this 2 down to far right, or any region from this -2 down to far left. And again, if you observe this number line, it also looks familiar. It looks like the OR type of compound inequality that we talked about. So that is to tell you that for an absolute value inequality with a greater than sign, it will always lead you to the OR type of compound inequality. And we know that the solution to this is that x is less than -2, or x is what? Greater than 2. So that is this is the solution to this absolute value inequality. So we are going to apply this concept to this now. We are having absolute value, and then we're having greater than, just as we have here. The only difference is that what is inside here is x, while what is inside the absolute value is 2m. Then we are going to apply the same principle to it. So based on my explanation here, our solution says that our value here, 2m minus 5, will be what? Less than, remember this is less than -2. So ours is going to be less than -11. Or our second solution is going to be what? X, which is 2m minus 5 is greater than 2, yeah? So ours is going to be greater than 11. So all we just have to do now is to solve these two inequalities separately and get our solution. So let's do that now. So let me wipe this off and then we go ahead and solve. So let's start with this. So I'm going to have 2m minus 5 is less than -11. So if I'm getting this now, I'm going to have my 2m, okay, is less than, when this crosses over, it becomes +5. So I'm going to be left with -6. So therefore my m is less than -3. So this is my first value. Now let's solve the second one. The second one is 2m minus 5 is greater than 11. So your 2m is greater than, if this crosses over, it becomes plus. I'm having 16. Therefore, my m is greater than 8. So you can see the solution now. So therefore, m is less than -3, or m is greater than 8. This is the solution to this absolute value inequality. So I hope you've gained value from this. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, to share, and to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. And then follow this page as well if you haven't followed, okay? Have a good day.
It's an expression of my heart, a vocal sound of how I feel. I'm here to make